Welcome to today's Zeiss Expert Talk. My name is Oliver and I will be talking about the evolution of mobile optics. If you compare a photo taken with a smartphone just 5 years ago with one taken today with a state-of-the-art camera system, you can see the progress for yourself. I have been working in mobile imaging development at Zeiss for more than 15 years. As an eyewitness and engineer, I would like to give you a first-hand insight into the key areas of development: optics, lens calculation, manufacturing technologies, and qualification. Lens flare and unwanted artifacts is one area where remarkable improvements in image quality have been achieved. I will show you how. And I will take you into the Zeiss Imaging Lab, where some of our development activities take place. In the end, you will have a better understanding of how smartphone optics are developed in reality, how we adapt conventional camera lens features for mobile optics in a small space, and the challenges we face. So welcome again to our topics for today's Zeiss Expert Talk. A time travel through lens development, flare optimization as an example of success, a tour of the Zeiss Imaging Lab in Oberkochen, and an introduction to iconic portrait styles. So let us start with the time travel to imaging. Imaging started with a hole, with a pinhole. The first camera was in fact a light-proof box with a hole in it. Just a simple hole where the light was projected through and the image was projected reversed on the back of the box. Due to this poor light sensitivity, the exposure time for those images were extremely long, and the people, if they wanted to take a portrait of themselves, they had to stand for minutes still and without any motion so that you don't get blur in these images. It was a very static kind of imaging and definitely not mobile. The next evolution in imaging in the cameras was introduce lens elements, and not just one but two. It was Friedrich Gauss who invented a doublet of lenses of two kinds of materials, of flint glass and crown glass with different properties, and by combining these two lens elements it was possible to reduce the chromatic aberration and also the distortion of the lens and to improve the image quality. And in optics, the saying, the more the better, is very, very true in many cases. Having these two doublets of Gauss elements, this was the birth of the first Zeiss Tessar lens in 1902. It was based on these two doublets and it offered for the first time outstanding contrast, distortion correction and color correction. And for the first time it was possible to reduce the size of the cameras, to make them mobile, and also reduce the exposure times significantly, to have more than these very, very static images. Due to this outstanding performance of this lens, it was given a nickname. It was called the eagle eye of your camera. And in reminiscence to this iconic lens, the modern Zeiss smartphone lenses are also given the name Tessar. The development of smartphone lenses started similar like with classical cameras. It was quite simple, having 3 or 4 lens elements and starting with very low resolutions. And similar like the classical cameras, there was this development, but now it was really somehow on speed. It was in time-lapse. Where we needed more than 100 years for classical cameras, here in smartphone photography, within 20 years, we went through all this development and I would say even further. So in 2004, we had 3 or 4 lens elements and 1 camera in the phone. And again, the more the better. We added lens elements more and more. Today we have up to 8 lens elements in 1 camera module. And about 2016, there was also the idea to add more cameras to a smartphone. Because for photography, you need more than just one viewing angle. Just think of landscape photography. So you need a wide viewing angle, you need a wide angle camera. If you think of portrait photography, you need a narrow angle for field of view. And and if you want to see some tiny details or far distance, you need a telelens. In classical imaging, you have zoom lenses or you change the lenses of your system camera. In smartphones, this is not possible, and therefore this idea of adding cameras of different viewing angles was born. So in 2016 around, the first dual cameras appeared on the market, and then in the following years we have seen triple cameras, and today even 4 cameras in the back of your smartphone. And this is covering the ultra-wide, for example, for landscape photography, and also the telelens, which is going to zoom factors up to 10 times compared to the wide-angle camera of the phone, which allows to zoom in every tiny detail you want to see in your image.